Good day po sa lahat, si Fiscal EJ po ito. Sablay ba ang sagot ni VP Sara o may laman talaga? After reading her verified answer, one thing immediately stood out to me as a lawyer. This doesn't read like a strong defense. Mas mukha siyang motion to dismiss disguised as an answer. Instead of directly answering the allegations, ang approach, technicalities. So let's break it down point by point. Unahin natin yung pinaka-basic. On the issue of hearsay at lack of personal knowledge. Ang argumento ng kampo ni VP, defective daw ang complaint kasi wala raw personal knowledge ang complainants. Wrong. Verification may be based on personal knowledge or authentic records. Ang mga COA reports, House hearing transcripts, and her own viral public videos are authentic records. Hindi kailangang nandoon ang complainant sa loob ng kwarto nang mangyari ang krimen o anomalya. An official paper trail is more than enough to move the case forward. Now, dito medyo technical but very important. Sabi ni VP Sara, puro raw conjectures at hearsay ang complaint. Wala daw ultimate facts. She seems to confuse ultimate facts with evidentiary facts. At the House level, ang kailangan lang ay ultimate facts, meaning clear allegations showing possible wrongdoing. Example of an ultimate fact. VP Sara spent 125 million pesos in confidential funds within just 11 days without sufficient documentation. Yan po ang ultimate fact. Hindi kailangang ilatag agad ang lahat ng resibo at detalye ng ebidensya just to determine the sufficiency of the grounds of the impeachment complaint. The key question at this stage is simple. May sapat bang aligasyon para umusad ang kaso? If the answer is yes, then the House will proceed with the hearings where VP Sara will be given the opportunity to fully scrutinize and challenge the evidence against her. Dito na papasok ang mas malalim na examination. Subpoena of witnesses like Madriaga at production of documents such as bank records and liquidation reports. At dito mukhang magkakaalaman kung may ebidensya ba talaga laban sa Vice Presidente. Next issue, sa evidence naman. Sinasabi ni VP Sara, hindi raw dapat tanggapin ang affidavit ni Madriaga dahil hindi authenticated. Wrong. Sapat na ang affidavit at this stage for purposes of determining the sufficiency of the complaint. And since idineklara na ng House na sufficient ang grounds for impeachment, the credibility and authentication of Madriaga's affidavit will soon be weighed during the House hearings where VP Sara can examine the evidence and personally confront Madriaga. Now let's talk about jurisdiction. Sabi ni VP Sara, walang jurisdiction ng House due to alleged procedural lapses. Wrong. The Constitution po is very clear. Impeachment is solely lodged in the House of Representatives. Basta ang reklamo ay may valid grounds, like for example, betrayal of public trust against an impeachable official, jurisdiction has already attached. Hindi ito matatanggal ng simpleng technical arguments. Now, interesting argument ito. Sabi ni VP Sara, dapat ihiwalay ang acts niya bilang DepEd Secretary sa kanyang pagiging Vice President. But here's the reality. Public office is a public trust. Hindi mo pwedeng hati-hatiin ang accountability ng isang high-ranking official. Misconduct in any official capacity reflects on the person's overall fitness to remain in public office. Integrity is indivisible. Kung sablay ka sa DepEd, damay ang pagiging VP mo. Now let's address the political angle. Sabi ni VP Sara, pakanalang daw ang impeachment complaint ng House leadership for the 2028 elections. This is a classic red herring fallacy po. Motive is irrelevant if the evidence of wrongdoing exists. And even assuming there is political hostility, it does not negate substantiated allegations because impeachment remains anchored on facts, not feelings. Next, pera na ang usapan. Sabi ni VP Sara, normal lang daw ang notice of disallowance at hindi ito graft. Wrong. The 612.5 million peso disallowance is not a clerical error or a missing receipt. A notice of disallowance means the spending was irregular, unnecessary, or excessive. As the accountable officer, failing to explain this massive lustay of public funds is a classic ground for graft and culpable violation of the Constitution. Being the accountable officer, the burden is on VP Sara to explain where the money went. Now, sa comparison naman, meron daw double standard sa pagtrato ng impeachment complaint. Sabi ni VP Sara, bakit daw kay BBM mabilis na dismiss, pero sa kanya tuloy? Impeachment po is not a comparison contest. Each case stands on its own merits. Magkaiba ang allegations, ebidensya at context. Hindi ito apples to apples. Hindi pwedeng na-dismiss ang kay BBM, so dapat ako rin. The dismissal of the impeachment complaint against the President does not create a binding standard for the Vice President. Her claim na may double standard is actually her laying the groundwork for a Supreme Court challenge. By invoking due process, particularly the requirement of fairness, she is setting up a narrative for the Supreme Court to intervene. She is arguing that the House applied inconsistent evidentiary standards to supposedly similarly situated officials. And finally, ito na siguro ang pinaka-sensitive na issue, the conditional assassination threat. Sabi ni VP Sara, conditional lang daw ang pagbabanta niya kay BBM, Liza Marcos at Martin Romualdez. But this misses the point entirely. Impeachment is not about criminal liability. It is about fitness for office. Ang public na pagbabanta laban sa kapwa-opisyal, conditional man o hindi, directly undermines public trust. In fact, ang betrayal of public trust as a ground for impeachment ay parang catch-all phrase. Sakop nito kahit mga acts na hindi naman strictly criminal pero nagpapakita na unfit ang isang official dahil sa mga kilos na sumisira sa public confidence. So at the end of the day, the two biggest questions that need to be answered are not technical. It's actually simple. Did these acts happen? And if so, did they make her unfit for office? If the answer to these two questions is yes, then no amount of technical defense can stop the process from moving forward. So yan lang po ang nais kong ibahagi today and see you in my next video. Maraming salamat po.